Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Binance price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And looking at Binance here, we are looking at two possibilities for bullish scenarios here. The first one is a finished wave A with an impulse in the green label as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are looking possibly at a wave 1 or a wave A. After this, you would like to have, of course, 3 corrective waves, and possibly your wave 2 has been unfolded and or your wave B. In this case scenario, after this, you would like to see, of course, higher prices impulsively as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, basically, because we are looking here at just one impulse, we are looking probably at an A B, and a C. And that because if this impulse has ended here with an ending diagonal, as we can see here, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, that means this impulse has just finished in 5 waves towards the upside. And by all means, this impulse has finished lower than 1-to-1 fib level, taken of course from the start of this impulse to the top and to the correction wave B here, giving us a 1-to-1 fib level at 5,180. Now, of course, Binance is still very far from that number. We are still at 700. However, it is a very, of course, easy to do this, especially if you have a double 1, 2 here. For example, if you have a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, then we are looking probably at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, probably still reaching a higher than 1-to-1 fib level, and even probably 4, 5, 4, 5, because you have double 1, 2s. So probably in that case scenario, if we reach higher, then of course we have to call here a wave 3 and then 4 and a 5 for the white scenario. Now, what are the possibilities that we are really in a 1, 2, 1, 2 here and not a finished ending diagonal, because this looks like so far an ending diagonal so far. The price action, or the price answer here that we want to have, is exactly internally or inside this wave here. This wave looks impulsive, but however, when we go inside it, it is a very interfering inside itself. So we're gonna of course check this on the 4-hour chart or on the daily as well. But if we are here a double 1, 2, so we're gonna add here, if we have a double 1, 2 and double, here we go, another one. In that case scenario, of course, we are looking still higher. We're looking for a 1-to-1 fib level at 5,182 for Binance. Now let's move on the daily and get some answers here to see what's gonna happen. So on the daily, inside this move towards the upside as diagonal, as we can see here, starting with this diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is of course your first impulse towards the upside, your wave 3, bottoming here your wave 4, and finishing your wave 5, probably of course in this area as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this wave 5, it is preferably that we reach of course those fib levels, which are the perfect fib levels for a wave 5 in a diagonal, which is 0.618 and 0.78 between 1,100 and 8, or let's say 900. Yeah. So this is a perfect area, of course, to finish at least even as an ending diagonal. However, let's take some answers here to see what's gonna happen and what is going on. So if we are in a ending diagonal here, your ending diagonal should be taken here as zigzag. As you can see, zigzag 1, zigzag 2, and zigzag 3, and then one last zigzag for your wave 4. So definitely we are expecting a zigzag for your wave 5. Now a zigzag, right, should be an impulse from the beginning. It is very rare that it makes a diagonal. This is the most rare case scenario. So you would like to see an impulse, correction, and then an impulse toward the upside, or an ending diagonal in the wave C. That's totally fine. But to get a leading diagonal in a zigzag, that is the most rare scenario. So therefore, I cannot really consider here that we have a leading diagonal for a zigzag. Yeah? And having a ABC here as another zigzag, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again ending diagonal for a wave C, finishing this wave. Therefore, this possibility goes a little bit low. What I have to do is to take this impulse as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A, ABC for wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably finishing this wave C for your zigzag in a wave 5. So this might be, of course, the most possible scenario that we might have. So what I'm expecting, of course, is to have here a 1, a 2, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Unfortunately, your wave 4 has invalidated this impulse. And by all means, I cannot have a finished impulse here towards the upside. I have to look for an ending diagonal. And in that case scenario, I have to count, for example, a wave A here and B, and then of course 1, 2, and then 3, probably 4, and 5 already finished as ending diagonal. And that means, guys, that possibly we have even finished this wave 5. We took the high without reaching, of course, the right fib levels or the perfect fib levels, but still can be a finished zigzag here as A, B, and a C, where your wave C is an ending a diagonal as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finishing your zigzag for a wave 5 in a bigger diagonal. And now we are starting to looking towards the downside in possibly several 1, 2s, or possibly even a contracting diagonal as a wave 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 towards the downside. So it is a big possibility, of course, here that we might have finished this bull run, I would say, for Binance, in case we are not in a double 1, 2, of course. In that case scenario, if we are in double 1, 2, as we said here as a 1, 2, 1, 2, then you would like to see here an A, B, and a C, of course, for a wave 2, right? So even at this scenario, if we are bullish in double 1, 2, we are looking at finished 3 waves up and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the downside as well. So we probably are looking in a bearish scenario, of course, for a wave 2, or we just finished the big scenario as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here in your yellow, and that means your wave C has finished. Let's go back to the weekly. So by all means, you probably have finished here an A, B, and a C towards the upside as a zigzag. Yeah. And then start to move towards the downside right now as a cycle or as a finished bull run. So basically this this is readings or the insights in both case scenario. If we are bullish, guys, I cannot really count here any other zigzags because, as I said, as a zigzag, you cannot consider this as contracting diagonal for your wave A. You are obliged to take this as a wave A, and then a B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finishing your wave C. By all means, you finished ABC zigzag, and that was your wave 5, finishing this big orange contracting ending diagonal, I would say. Yeah. And in that case scenario, guys, if it is finished, therefore we're looking towards the downside. The other scenario, if we are in 1, 2, 1, 2, and of course this wave 2 did not finish yet because obviously this is a lot of overlapping and this looks corrective rather than impulsive. Therefore 3 waves down, 3 waves up as zigzag as counted as well, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the downside. We are already looking here at, let's see, the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, let me bring this here. On the 4-hour chart, we can see that you have already possibly here an ABC as well, right? Is a correction, 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 5 ways down, and maybe starting, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the upside. But also it can be it can be taken in another way as well. It can be several 1, 2s as 1, 2, 1, 2, and then even a third 1, 2 here. Your third 1, 2 can be there, A, B, and a C, of course. A, B, and a C towards the downside. Your wave C is a contracting diagonal. And that, of course, opens the scenarios, guys, for question mark. However, I still believe that, we might be in several 1, 2s here towards the downside because of course we are looking here for something with 5 waves, right? As 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, I know that it might looks like expanding diagonal, which is very rare case scenario that you get an expanding diagonal, but it's not so much expanding. This is the thing, but at the end they are expanding. The wave 5 is longer than your wave 3. And that's why I still believe that this could be triple 1-2s. Yes, this is the only bearish scenario that we could have. However, if we have ABC here and we're looking at a contracting diagonal, we might continue towards the upside, of course, but after having a wave 2 as well, so even lower prices still possible on the 4-hour chart. So preferably to get this area, the green zone. If we break this green zone, yeah, we might, of course, move to the bearish scenario that we saw on the daily. So to recap, guys, on the 4-hour chart, we are possibly in ABC. So this is your possible scenario on the 4-hour chart. And then you have probably a contracting diagonal, a leading diagonal for an impulse as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, of course, for a wave 2, it can start to move towards the upside at any time after the wave 2 0.38 fib level. So at the 685, probably that the price start to move towards the upside. However, to get a very clear signal, you would like to see 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and then a move towards the upside, breaking this confirmation for entry point. If you see this at any level here of those fib levels, and especially inside the green one, because it is much more required to have this reversal signal inside the green box. If we see this, therefore, of course, continuation towards the upside. Yeah. If we break those level, guys, if we break them towards the downside, therefore we have definitely to go back to our scenario here in the daily, where you are looking probably first at a double 1-2. So 1-2, 1-2, bigger 1-2s. Okay. And that means on the daily, you would like to see the price moving to your wave 2 as an expanding flat. Here we go. These are the perfect fib levels for a second 1-2, right? So we have 1-2 and then 1-2. Your second 1-2 is an A, B, and a C, of course. With this ABC, you would like to see, let's take the target of an expanding flat here. So let's see the confluence between both. Yeah, we see confluence between the 0.618 and the most common target for an expanding flat for a wave C inside the green box. And therefore, this gives, of course, higher possibility even to move towards the downside for a wave 2 as 1-2, 1-2, and then continuation toward the upside for a bigger wave 5 probably, or bigger wave C, which is supposed to reach the 1-to-1 fib level. And the only way to reach this fib level is having a double 1-2 as a 3, 4, 5, a 4, 5, and in that way you can reach, of course, that price action. So basically, we are, of course, here, if we are moving towards the downside, guys, this might be, of course, a bearish market. And we need, of course, kind of like an impulse towards the downside, which it can be, of course, the whole impulse that we got already for this bull market, right? So, yeah, probably that we dive even deeper around the $329 even, or $300 even for Binance, and then start to move towards the upside again. But before getting to this plan, of course, we have to watch the 4-hour chart and break those levels first. We have to break the $640 first and touch the 886 at 630. If we touch this, definitely we are gonna take the low, and definitely we are gonna reach this position at least as a support first, and then of course to reanalyze if we are in an impulse towards the downside as an expanding flat. That was it for Binance. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.